and WCCSradio.com. And he is Rob Heinrich, Superintendent, Indiana Area School District, joining us this morning. Our conversation presented by Marcus and Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row on the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How was your Thanksgiving?
Wonderful. Absolutely tremendous. Yours?
Excellent.
Good.
Very nice and relaxing.
Good. Big, large bird?
It was so good. My wife's mother does a great job.
That's the best kind, except you don't get as many leftovers.
That's right. That's true. There's a drawback.
Hey, school district news, of course. It's amazing to me how quickly a school year goes on. Man.
It is unbelievable. Yeah, there's only 14 school days until Christmas, and then we're in the spring semester. It's unbelievable.
Wow. Wow. So a school year has certain rhythms to it, and one of those things that happens is the first meeting in December is always of the school board. It's always reorganization time.
That's exactly right. By law, all school districts must reorganize the first week of December, so all school districts go through it every year. What that means is that we elect a board chair, a vice president, the officers. The chair then appoints committee leaders and committee chairs, and we reorganize in that way. Mm-hmm. We also look at the schedule for next year. So our board's considering ways that we can improve our efficiency as a team, but also maintain that transparency that they have established with the community. We believe we're a very transparent organization. If you want to know what's going on in Indiana Area School District, all you have to do is pay attention, because we have our meetings in front of the public. We engage the public in those committees, so we want to maintain that while we improve our own efficiency as well.
I know Walter Schroth as well has said this. If you really want to know what's going on in the school district in terms of, what the discussions are really like, find those committee meetings and attend those, because there's a lot of info that is given out there.
Absolutely. Our committee meetings are a unique situation where we can actually, community members can come and ask questions of the committees where the work actually happens. And then the board meetings are nice and smooth because all the work gets done there. And we're trying to find a way to keep those committees, but also improve our efficiency. Our board is a full-time job. They work every single Monday night. A lot of school districts don't do that, so we're looking at ways that we can possibly reduce the load on them while maintaining that same standard that we've come to enjoy.
Always has amazed me that these are volunteer positions, some people that have everyday lives, and yet there they are working so hard for their school district.
They really are. January is School Board Appreciation Month, and if you are listening, please appreciate your school board, because they do it for free, and it's a really, really tough job, because it's thankless many times, but so thankful for our board. Our board is a unique combination of business owners. All of them have advanced degrees. They are, they're past educators, they're doctors, they're lawyers, they're everything, and they truly, truly care. The one thing they all have in common is they truly care about this community and care about our kids. So we're blessed here in Indiana, for sure.
Speaking of all of that, the comprehensive planning process is underway for Indiana School District. Of course, you get to this season of the year, you begin to think about this year's budget, but the comprehensive planning process is a little bit more, it's deeper, and it extends further out than just a year.
Correct. Again, by law, we are required every 3 years to come up with a comprehensive plan that looks at 3 years. It used to be 5. Now they're down to 3. So it feels like we just got our last one done, but we're back into that. Our board is going to set the vision for us and set the direction we're going to run. And then we have a committee that we're putting together for next week is going to be the first meeting. This committee is going to include parents and teachers and administrators and even students. We get students, senior leaders on board to share their experiences. Mm-hmm. We're going to look at our data, find where we're strong, find where we're weak, and then really set some goals that we can attack over the next 3 years to improve and provide that promise of the best educational experience that we can possibly provide for our kids.
Yeah, I would think from your standpoint, especially since you were, as the assistant superintendent, you were also the director of education, that there's an awful lot that has to be sifted through in order to determine, okay, what's the direction we want to go and where should we go educationally? Because there are all kinds of different new programs come out all the time. And you have to determine, does this fit us any better than what we're doing now or not?
You're exactly right. That's 100% right. There is mountains and mountains of data that we can look at: attendance data, achievement data, growth data. We can look at correlation data between. We can compare schools. We can compare programs. There's just so many. And then when you add different people's perspectives into that conversation, it gets very deep very quickly. It's a very difficult thing to do to drill down and find those couple of areas where we can really improve. But it's good work. It's important work, and so we kind of enjoy it in a way. So it'll be fun, but it will be a lot of work. So I'm appreciative of the committee that have stepped up and said that they'd be part of this for sure.
Good shape. All right, so that process will go on. Meanwhile, speaking of processes and ongoing, Marikey is operational now at Horace Mann.
They are indeed great partners. Marikey, we're so grateful for them as well. They came in and stepped in and rented a few rooms in the Horace Mann building, and they're renting for the time being. But they opened their doors to students this past month, so I think they're up to 4 or 5 students. But they offer emotional support for students who are struggling with their behaviors or their self-efficacy and self-control. They offer some autistic support classroom with for students who are experiencing autism and their needs are a little bit more severe than the the average student with autism. So and they plan to expand. So very, very happy that they're here in town and are partnering with us, and the neighboring school districts can send students there as well. So we're excited about that, and we wish them well as they move forward.
When you consider companies such as that that are in that business, and it's a very, very intricate business. I guess that's the word I'll choose to use this time. They have to really be on the ball with everything in order to not only meet regulatory requirements, but also just to perform the mission that they have taken on.
Oh, unbelievable. I mean, like you said, the regulatory, the laws that govern over students with special needs are tremendously intricate. And then on top of that, these students have or some of the most challenging needs in our district. And that's why Marikey and New Story and those other places exist. So, when their right setting is not the traditional classroom, where can we send them, and how can they get back on track to be reintroduced into that mainstream setting, as we call it. It's very difficult work, and Marikey is among the best in the world at it. So we're glad they're here.
Yeah. All right. So the Marikey situation goes on. Indiana Reporter. What is that?
So our outreach, one of our outreach committees, when we were talking about transparency, one of our committees is the outreach committee, and they just look at how can we better engage the community and show the community what's going on. This year we engaged in a lot of social media posts. After every committee meeting, our district puts out a social media post that says, "Hey, here's what you missed in case you missed it, and here's the link to the YouTube video if you want to watch it." In that effort to for transparency, that goal of letting everyone know what's going on. Outreach identified a blind spot in what we were doing, which is the non-parent taxpayers. Those people who pay taxes but aren't traditionally engaged. Like if you live in our district and you have parents, you hear from us plenty, right? You get a letter from me, probably a communication from the district several times a week. If you don't have parents or you don't have children in the district, you might never hear from us. So we're trying to attack that blind spot and really be, again, transparent with those people and say, hey, here's what's going on in our district. Here's how we're spending your tax money. Here's our goals for the future. Here's what we're excited about. Here's what we're worried about. And just keep people in, and again, invite them into our doors, into our rooms, and work at those committees in that effort to really get the community as part of the school district.
So you come up with something called the Indiana Reporter, which is available, I assume, online.
Well, we're going to actually send it out. We're going to go old school on this one.
Really?
We blew the dust off. It used to be a mailer that went out. So twice a year, that outreach committee has empowered us to send a mailer, an old school mailer to those families who might not be following us on social media, might not be following us on our website, might not be engaged traditionally. So this will show up, and on Sunday sometime here in December, and you can peruse through that. And if you have any questions, reach out. The contact information will be there. So we're excited about it. It is a little bit old school for our style recently, but I think it's an important blind spot that we have to address.
Wow, an actual thing that you hold in your hands.
And you'll have to turn it. It's not digital. Nothing will read it for you.
Wow. At the same time, if somebody is not within the district but they want to get it, maybe they're an alum living somewhere else. Can they do that?
100%. If you want to reach out to our district, you can reach out to Amy O'Neill or Laura Cravens at aO'Neill@isd.cc, or just call our offices. You can look it up online. You can sign up to receive this no matter where you are, because we'd like to get our alumni back in contact with the school for so many reasons. So, yeah, if you're out there and you're interested in what's going on and, your website's not enough, reach out and we'll make sure you get a copy.
There you go. Mom and Dad, if your son or daughter is living in another state now, they can send in their address and maybe they'll have a little surprise show up.
That'd be great. Great Christmas reading.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, speaking of Christmas, you mentioned 14 days of school left before Christmas break comes, and there's a lot to do between now and then. You've got concerts, you've got events of all sorts.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Yeah, so 14 days, we're going to cram as much education as we can into those 14 days and as much Christmas fun as we can as well. So we have, the basketball teams are starting their games. They play tonight, as you mentioned. They're both off to really strong starts, 1-1 with the girls, and the boys are, undefeated so far. So that's kicking up. We have Christmas concerts coming up. December 10th is the junior high band and orchestra concert. I believe the 11th is the senior high's winter showcase, which is all of performing arts at one time. And then the next week on the 17th, we have the chorus concert as well. So then that's just off the, a couple. If you want to go to our website again and look up on our calendar all the events that are going on across the district, please do that. There's a lot to do here in this most wonderful time of the year.
One of our high points here in Indiana in the morning every year is the December visit by Indiana Senior High, because it's always a music event, and we get choral performances in here. We get strings and brass and all kinds of different band configurations that come in. They play holiday music for us, and people just absolutely love it. It'll be 2-3 weeks after that, I'll still be hearing from folks, hey, we really like watching that on Facebook and listening to it on the radio. It's a really good time.
Oh, it's so good. They're so talented. There's so much talent in this district, and the work that Jason O'Lear and Miss Williams do for that, program is just unbelievable. They just really get the most out of those kids, and they do it and they have fun doing it.
They sure
and
do.
you can tell it just comes out when they play. It's a love that you can feel when you listen to them.
Yeah, and Casey can basically pick up any instrument.
Oh, she's unbelievable.
Any instrument God has ever made.
She's
Casey
unbelievable.
Can play it.
She is. She's just, she's got a gift for sure. They're all like that. All of our music teachers are like that. So, but they really do a nice job. It's one of our most pride points is the arts that we have in this district, specifically our music department.
Yeah. We'll look forward to that later this month. It is, you're right, a very, very busy month, and somewhere you have to fit in a little learning here and there, too.
If we can.
Rob Heinrich, Indiana Area School District Superintendent, thanks for the visit.
It's always a pleasure, Todd. Thank you.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. 8:24 in the morning, and coming up, Jake at the bottom of the hour with a check of sports or news. I'll do the sports. Right now, it's Boomer Sports time. It's Indiana in the morning.
Hey.
This is Bart Winkler with a Sports Minute. The 12-team college football playoff, first ever, it's going to be awesome. Giving more teams a shot at the title was the right call for sure, but maybe we could have waited a year. It's hard to see anyone truly deserving get snubbed this year unless they do the unthinkable with Indiana, but there aren't really 12 teams good enough to compete for a title right now, especially after losses from Miami and Ohio State last weekend. I'm Bart Winkler.
Retired or retiring soon? How much money do you need to live comfortably? Retirement Planners of America is here for you. Would you like to have financial peace of mind? Here's how. Step 1. Find out the amount of money you'll need to retire. Step 2. Have a plan to get there. Step 3. Make sure that plan can take advantage of market gains but protect you from market losses. Discover how to do all three with a free consultation at 800